You really doing something. Good evening, Corona Days Professional Development Group. It is me, Danette Edwards. Today I'm here with LaTonya Bynum.
Yes.
Yes. And guys, it's our anniversary.
Group. It is me, Danette Edwards.
Oh, you got your stuff on? Why am I hearing that? I'm sorry, guys. I got the Facebook open.
Anniversary.
Sorry. I have windows upon windows upon windows open. That's the LinkedIn. Sorry, guys. So it's our anniversary. We make 1 year today.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And I'm so happy that on our 1 year anniversary, I've finally been able to get this sister because I've been trying to get her since May or June last year.
Tell the truth.
Mm-hmm. So I am going to tell you guys a little about LaTonya, and then we're going to play our couple questions.
Okay.
No matter where you're joining in, guys, let us know who you are and where you're joining us from, and then tell us happy anniversary. If you are a CDPD member, say something in the comments about CDPD. All right, so here we go. So this evening, LaTonya Bynum is going to talk to us about how to get your remote work coins, okay? So she's the principal consultant and CEO of You Are a Resource Center. I love that. You are a resource center. All right, so a couple of the points that she's going to cover this evening are identifying 3 key industry terms to set up Google alerts to reinvent yourself and win opportunities. She's going to talk about developing the opportunity paperwork. I'm in downtown Baltimore, guys. Give me a minute. Developing the opportunity paperwork consisting of a CV master template, resume, and cover letter documents. Finally, she's going to give us the 3-step process for setting up Hootsuite relationship management system to consistently engage your LinkedIn network. A little about LaTonya. So LaTonya Bynum, CEO, MPH, CHES, has a combined total of 20 plus years of retail sales, public health, and information technology experience. Bynum serves as the principal consultant and CEO of You Are a Resource Center, LLC, established in Conway, Arkansas in January 2017. Bynum has published several peer-reviewed research papers and self-published 3 books titled Tools for Career Success 101 Answers to Frequently Asked Questions About Public Health, Mind Your Business, Are You Okay? And The Opportunity Paperwork, Learn the Basics of Documenting Awesome. Additionally, Bynum has helped over 800 plus, get that guys, 800 plus candidate clients to earn job opportunities, contracts, and remote work consulting gigs using the LaTonya Bynum Technique for developing opportunity paperwork. And in a few short minutes, she's going to share a little about the LaTonya Bynum Technique. Not everything, right? But she's going to give us a little. I don't know why I keep having issues with my Facebook stream. So guys, if you're not getting us on Facebook, come on over to LinkedIn because it's telling me that we're having some Facebook streaming issues again. Hey, Henderson, thank you for joining us. All right, guys. So, I have a couple of questions for LaTonya.
Yes.
Before she starts, okay? So, my first question is...
I don't know what you going.
I don't know what Arkansas is known for, or I would have said an Arkansas thing. Okay. So Little Rock or Conway?
Conway.
Okay. My question I ask almost everybody is Apple, Mac, or PC?
Definitely PC because I can't even get on Clubhouse yet. I'm missing out on opportunities.
Guys, and remember, I'm asking these questions throughout our Professionals of Excellence series because we will have some giveaways. So I'm asking LaTonya 5 questions now, and then I'll ask her 2 at the close of her presentation. And these are our fun questions, and I will have some kind of couple of quizzes for our giveaways. And our giveaways are not going to be for a while. This series goes on, so you got to stay tuned. You got to be in it to win it. All right, so PC, sweet potato or apple pie?
Oh, definitely apple pie. Hands down. Yum.
Skittles or Starburst?
Oh, Starburst. Got to have some Starburst.
Basketball or football?
I say basketball.
Basketball. All right, guys. So those are our questions. I'm not giving you the answers again. If you didn't catch them, catch a replay. All right. So I'm getting ready to hand this over to LaTonya. Please drop your questions and comments into the chat, guys. Remember, she's going to talk to us about how to get that remote work coin. And I'm turning it over to you now, LaTonya. I'm going to leave the screen, but I'm here for you, honey.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jeanette. It's such an honor to be here. I want to say shout out to my friend Venus. I see you, Langston, Michigan. I'm just going to get right into it because I don't like to waste people's time. Of course, my name is LaTonya Bynum. I am here in Conway, Arkansas, and I'm here to share with you what it took me 4 years and 4 months to learn in working with over 800 clients, and really just how to help people to get into this remote work. When the pandemic hit, it was like everyone shifted to remote work. And I feel like some of us got left out, right? And I was previously, I was already working as a technical editor for an IT company, DXC Technology. They recently transitioned into a new name called Gainwell Technologies. But I have a day job. And I believe that, through my work at Gainwell Technologies, remote work has been just possible. I feel like I'm getting rest. I'm trying to tell y'all about some of the benefits. Rest, washing my clothes, like just clean up my house. There's so many things you can do if you're working remotely from home. So I just love the benefits of it, and of course there's some downsides to it as well, but I'm just going to tell you about some of the benefits, and I know Jeanette is going to bring up all of the challenges later on, I'm sure. And so just to get into it, originally, before I got this job, I started off in several positions, retail mostly. And then before that, hospitality. So I've been a janitor, y'all. I have been a laundry worker, a receptionist, and for over 10 years, I was a cashier. How many of you have been cashiers? What are my cashiers out there? Drop a 1 in the chat if you've been a cashier. Hands down, out of all the jobs that I've ever had, including being a business owner, which I've been for over 4 years, hands down, I absolutely love being a cashier. And the reason why is just the interaction between people, and you get to meet new faces. And I just love the energy of just meeting so many people. That's just one of the things I love. So if they could pay me, I definitely would, still be a cashier, but they can't pay me what I need. Plus, standing up on that hard mat, for those of us who've been cashiers, you remember standing up on that mat and your feet hurt, then your back hurt. Okay, so after I graduated with my Bachelor of Science in Health Education, then I was like, okay, now where am I going to work? Now, for most of us who are in the public health field, most of us think, state health department, something like CDC or something like that. And I was thinking to myself, okay, state health department, that sounds about right. It took me from the time I graduated, August 2004, it took me all the way December 2004 to figure out how to get into the state system. Now, here's the trick. I wish somebody would have told me this. So I'm going to tell y'all the secret sauce. Applicant tracking system. Somebody write that down. Your homework is to really research that term. Applicant tracking system is really this idea of, there's not a lot of human bodies sitting there, human resources, just reviewing all these applications. And so they use a system to actually scan these documents, the opportunity paperwork, your CV, your resume, anything that you put into the system, your job application is being scanned through the applicant tracking system. Somebody put that in the chat for me. Applicant tracking system. That is a term that, like, if you don't learn anything else from me, applicant tracking system, like that's how we're going to get into these systems. Okay. So, after I found out about the applicant tracking system, I finally started getting interviews, y'all. And I was like, okay, I got to put some of their words in my documents. That's how I'm going to get in there. So I got my first interview, and, long story short, I got my first job at the health department as a secretary, making, guess how much, y'all? $8 freaking. And so I just knew, like, if I could get my foot in the door, if they could just let me see what was going on in there, I was just gonna shine. Like, all you have to do is let me in. Just like she let me into this live, you let me in, I'm gonna do some work. So I got the job, and I just started seeing. I was like, ooh, all these smart people talking over people's heads. I know what the next level is. So once again, I started kind of seeing opportunities for me to grow my career. And then I was like, oh, there's a gap. Smart folks like to talk over people's heads. So I'm going to be like the human translator. I'm going to break it down in simple terms. So I started as a secretary. Then I moved into a coordinator analyst position. So I went from $8, $16. Then I got really good at SAS. Somebody type that in, SAS, SAS. And GIS, Geographic Information System, type that in, GIS. Once I got good in those two software, okay, hint, software skills, then I was like, oh, shoot, 16, then $25. So I was like, okay, I'm on to something now. This software technical stuff, this is good stuff, SAS and GIS. And so I was just like, I'm finally getting it. And once I figured out I was really good at making maps, geographic information system maps, I could explain on paper what a county is dealing with as far as their health status. And then looking at that county and comparing it to other counties and saying, hey, your county is doing worse than the county nearest. And you got some issues. Let's look deeper into some of the health status and situations that are going on, the conditions of what's going on. And so I was really good at explaining things in simple terms. So people love me. I was like, I'm going to take this skill elsewhere. This is where it all started, y'all. So with those software skills and technical skills, I took that and I said, there's got to be more out here for me. And I went on LinkedIn. Somebody type in LinkedIn. Danette is like a professional. Like, she is like the LinkedIn guru. So if you need skills in LinkedIn and how to really get your LinkedIn profile, everything on point, get with her. She is really good with LinkedIn. And she has like an extensive network of folks in Corona days. They're in the group. And so really just looking at LinkedIn, I was like, let me go in here and update my profile. I updated my profile on LinkedIn. Then I also went on Indeed.com. Somebody type in Indeed, INDEED.com. So I went on LinkedIn and Indeed.com, updated my information there. Couple of days later, no kidding, a recruiter reached out to me. She was like, ring, ring. I'm like, okay, I just updated my profile a couple of days ago. Like, who is this? And I thought, how you get those calls and you're like, this is like, telemarketers or somebody playing, just wasting my time. So I was just listening. I was like, And she was like, LaTonya, we really love your writing skills. We really want to look at talking to you about a technical editor position. So while she's talking, I'm on Google, just like Googling technical editor. Like, what is it? I'm a health educator, like technical editor, like, so I was reading it about what it was. I was like, oh, you're really taking people's writing and putting it in plain language format so that other people understand, because people like to, once again, talk over people's heads. And so I'm taking the information and just putting it in plain language, simple terms, so the client can understand it. I was like, something in my head clicked. I was like, I've done this at the health department. That's what I do for the smart people. The epidemiologists and statisticians, they like to talk over people's head. And here I come breaking it down into simple terms. If they say infant mortality, I'm like, a lot of people didn't make it to, a lot of babies didn't make it to their first birthday. And people were like, okay, I understand. So I was like, the same thing I'm doing at the health department, this is a transferable skill. They're just calling it technical editing in the IT world. That's another free game for y'all. So really, the skills that you have now are transferable to another industry. You just got to find out the commonalities between like what is in these job descriptions. So I was listening to the lady on the phone and she was like, we really like you. What do you think about DXC technology? And I was like, okay, let me look them up. And guess what, y'all? You'll never, ever think about just how good this thing then got. So for 13 years, 12 years and 7 months, Jeanette, I was traveling from Conway to Little Rock, which is about, I say about an hour to get there and an hour to get back home. I did that for 12 years and 7 months. Don't you know when this lady mentioned to me that the job that I would have if they selected me was less than 15 minutes down the street from my house? I was like, oh my God. Yes, that's what I need. I don't need to be commuting. Like, that's wear and tear on my vehicle, on my body. Like, I don't know. If we have any commuters out there, anybody have ever commuted more than 15 minutes in a car? Oh my God. Drop a 1 if you've ever commuted to work. Tell me about that. Sometimes I would drive from Little Rock to Conway after work. I don't even know how I got home. Like, it's just like you program your brain to get from one destination to the other. And it's just like you've done it so long. It's just like a blur in between. So anyway, I'm getting off track here. Yeah, so commuters, like, oh my God, this remote work coin, it's going to work in your favor. Okay, so I'm building it up to now. I'm getting there. So, after I kind of figured out like what she was looking for, the recruiter I'm talking about, and then what I was going to be doing, I was like, I can do this. And she said, well, hold on, don't get too happy. Let's talk to the manager. So I had to talk to some more people on the team that I was going to be working on. So they had some questions for me. So this is where I want y'all to kind of listen to this part. Software and technical skills, the ones that you have that are natural talents for you, Microsoft skills, Word, Excel, PowerPoint. Some people, I look at all these resumes, and I don't know, Janae, if you can relate. Some of these resumes don't even have a software and technical skills section on it. How you gonna get a remote work job and you haven't even told them that you know how to work a computer? That is the missing secret sauce to the resume. So put that in the comments. Software and technical skills on the resume. Somebody type that in there for me. Software and technical skills on the resume. That is so important. And so I really want you guys to start thinking about some of the natural talents that you have with just basic computer, Windows. Like, do you even know how to open Windows? Like she was asking me, PC, a Mac. App, like what system are you using? Are you most familiar with? Technical skills, like what skills do you have? Can you write that down on your resume? Because that's how you're missing out on these opportunities. These people have jobs for you, but they don't know how they gonna know if you know how to work a computer or not. If you can sit behind your desk and really work through like how to open up a software package and actually install it on your computer and actually operate it. They need to know that. Like, are your skills at the beginning level, intermediate, or expert level? And I say all y'all experts. Drop a 3 if you're an expert. I'm an expert. We are experts. Everybody say, I am an expert. And so, when she told me, she was like, okay, technical editing. And then she was talking about some $30. I was like, oh my God. So I got in there. I got to working. This was a leap of faith because I left my government job after being there for, what was I? 12 years and 7 months to be exact. So I was there and I really was planning on retiring. Now, how many of you, your grandma and your mom told you, get you a good government job, baby? You hang in there and you get your retirement. Good education, good government job, and a good retirement package. You're done. And all of that was just perfect until I found out about these software skills, SAS, GIS, and yes, get that pension, get vested. After I found out about these software skills, I was like, I could take this somewhere. My whole world opened up. And so I just really felt like, had I known what I know now, I wish somebody would have told me more. But maybe people were telling me things, I just wasn't listening. But I'm trying to tell y'all, software and technical skills, that's really going to get you where you want to go with remote work, and putting that on your resume and looking at those terms in the applicant tracking system. If they say something on the job description about Microsoft or any type of software technical skills, make sure you put that in your documents, in your cover letter, in your resume, in your actual job application, because sometimes you have to type some things into the actual job portal before you can attach your resume, your cover letter. And so just making sure you put those words in there. I'm telling you, all of you are going to have remote work if you're not already in a remote work situation. Okay, so she said, come on, finally, I'm in there, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is a leap of faith, because everybody was like, listen, you crazy, you leaving your good job and it was a temp job too. I didn't tell nobody that because when you tell somebody you're taking a leap of faith and then they got their judgmental eyeballs on you looking like, that's crazy, I would never do that. I have people tell me that's the worst decision you could ever make. And I'm saying to myself, you don't know me. I'm gonna make this work. And so I got in there, y'all, and I was just like, I'm not looking back. I'm gonna cut off all the old stuff. People try to call me, how's it going? I don't know yet. So you got to cut off everything and then really focus your energy on the new job and the skills. So in the first 30 days, I got white belt certified in this thing called Spartan. Just learning the systems and processes and their products and services. I was like, I'm going to know everything. So just those basic software skills and learning about trainings, that really helped my career, And so after that, I was just like, okay, I started seeing people take their computers home. I was like, what? I was like, what? Now, in my old job, honestly, if you weren't at your desk, a lot of times they'll come look for you. You could be in the bathroom or something, I'm like, oh my God, they treat you like adults. You can take your computer home and work. I'm like, this is a whole new life. This is like new. Like for me, I was 36 when this all went down. But this was a whole new life for me. I had never worked from home ever. I heard about like medical coders and people like that working from home, but public health, you do public health from your house? Oh man, let me look into this. So my first time taking my computer home, I gotta tell y'all about that. That was a weird experience. Somebody type in weird. Type weird into the comments. Weird. WIERD. Did I spell it right? Didn't it? That was weird. And I was like, they don't let me take my computer home. So I took my computer home and set it up. I have my double screens and everything. So I'm looking. And honestly, y'all, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be truthful. Like, can I be honest with y'all? I'm going to lean in. Can I be honest with y'all? I thought I was going to get fired. I just knew, like, oh my God, working from home and this is like a new feeling. I felt free. Like, it's just like a whole different, I don't know, outer body experience. Like, it was very nice. I'm like, I can go over here and eat in my kitchen. I can wash clothes and then do my work, like remote work. I was like, I'm getting paid to work from home, and I'm so much happier doing their job, because it's like they thinking about me and my life, how I'm feeling. I guess, I don't know, but I'm feeling good. Like, let me, so my productivity, they're like, LaTonya, can we get that document? You right. Yes, sir. And then just the appreciation. Oh, LaTonya, that is so great. Working, going from government to private, just the productivity, it just takes so long to get things done and signed off on. You have to route it so many places. But with private organizations, it's just like they make decisions quickly. So when they ask you for something, they need it quickly, so templates and setting up your systems on your computer, electronic folder systems on your computer, that's all going to work in your favor. Software and technical skills are really going to help you thrive in the remote work, field. I'd say it's a whole field, but really in the IT industry, it's a great experience. And so, just sitting there for the first time, it was just like an outer body experience. And I just remember thinking to myself, I can never go back into an office after this. Like, this is really nice. Like, I can get used to this. And so, they just asked that we go ahead and handle our business, take care of our job and all that. So then in comes the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? February last year, they're like, everybody take your computers home and make sure you're just ready and available when your team needs something. And I'm like, oh my God. So since February up until now, to this day, I've been remote work only, like just like straight remote work, and still getting paid. Like, my check still comes, y'all. Like, it is such a, I don't know, it's an outer body experience. And so, I'm gonna get into this part. So this is what I want you guys to know. And then feel free to ask me anything in the comments, any questions you might have about my experience versus your experience. I'm sure everybody has their own experience, but I'm just telling you my story. Now, if you want to tell your story, you just connect with Danette, and she can have you on the show, and you can tell her about your experience. But this is my experience with remote work, and really how to get the coins, how to get paid for the natural talents you have with software technical skills. So I'm just going to run through a list of resources. Then I'm going to give you 3 steps on how I really teach, my 3 steps out of the 10 on how I teach my clients to excel and get a remote work position. Okay. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 resources. Somebody type in 5 in the chat. 5. There's 5 resources that, yes, thank you. 5 resources I want you to know about and really master. Now, if you master these, it's going to change your life. I guarantee you. Like, for real. Hands down. Danette, I don't play doer. Master these, you gonna be all right. The first one is Indeed.com. Yes, thank you, Ms. Willer Smith. All right, Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Okay, Indeed.com. Somebody type that. So if I list them, y'all help me take notes, because people are gonna watch the replay and they're gonna want to know, like, okay, I didn't get that, or so help me out. Indeed.com. So Indeed.com. Remember when I was telling my story? I went on LinkedIn and Indeed and updated my profile. So you really need to go on Indeed.com and update your profile. But the thing is, this is what I tell my clients. I would have never found this job had the recruiter not called me, because the position title is technical editor. Now, in the world of public health, before this job, I never heard of technical editor. Okay. We call ourselves health educators. Okay. And so what I want you to know is search by pay, not by title. So if you're really trying to get into this remote work, don't search for titles because you're going to miss out on all kinds of stuff that's just for you. Search by pay and not by title. And this is what I want y'all to do. Have you ever heard, I don't know, your grandma probably told you, you aim low, you will hit low. You aim high, you might hit high. So this is my best advice to you. Start searching by pay on Indeed.com by typing in $100,000 in the what field. So if you go to Indeed.com, right there is a filler, and it says what. And most people will type in a title there, but the secret sauce that only you get because you're a part of the membership of the Corona Days Professional Network. $100,000 is what you can type in the money amount. Type in $100,000. So you do $100,000,000. Type that in right there. And in the what field, here, look, I'm going to lean in close. In the what field, leave that blank. Because see, some of y'all live in some of these little small communities like me in Arkansas. You know, Arkansas, who knows? Is there remote work? I don't know. In your community, can you find a lot of, IT type, software tech companies? I don't know. But what's going to happen is if you leave that where field blank, it's going to open up your search to be broader. The headquarters for the company I work for is in Tyson, Virginia. See there? And I'm in Arkansas, but they have a satellite office. So leave the what field blank because you could be in Arkansas and work for a company that's headquartered in Virginia. You see what I'm saying? You missing out because you playing small. Like you got to open up your search. Okay, so I think y'all got that tip, right? Drop a 1 if you understand what I'm talking about, and drop a 2 if you still lost. Okay, I see a 1. That's good. So Indeed.com, we're going to open up our searches for these jobs that are paying mega bucks. And what we're going to do is we're going to go in there and look at these job descriptions and see what's on there because we need to know, what do they value? What do they require? Somebody type that. What are they requiring? What do they prefer? What are the minimum requirements? What are the standards for the position? So there's a lot of words in there that's like, okay, this is what they need at the basic level out of a person that's going to apply for that. And if you have one of those things on the list, apply. Some people think, oh, I got to have this, that. I don't have none of them, or apply anyway. You don't know. If you have one thing, you better apply. Okay, so Indeed, we're really looking at the job descriptions for what's valuable, and that's why we're typing in 100,000 because we want to know what kind of software and technical skills, what's on there that makes these people so valuable. Because I'm gonna go find out how to become what I need to be so that I can make some money. Oh, look at there, that rhymes. Did you read that? Okay, so we got Indeed, you got the $100,000, you got the what field. So you got the where field blank. Then you're looking at the job description. Then you got a sheet of paper out because you're taking notes. You're like, okay, they require that. That's what they're looking for. Okay, so you taking notes, right? Or you can do it on your computer. But Arkansas, we old school sometimes. We just like to take notes, right? Okay, so after you get the Indeed profile kind of hooked up and then you do your search and then you kind of like, okay, I'm feeling good. I might be able to do some. Okay, so then you're going to move on to LinkedIn. Same thing. Somebody write that. Update your profile. You got to have an all-star profile. All-star means it's complete. That means you got like a nice picture. You got a background photo. You got all the little categories filled in. what is it, about us, the about summary section, all your work experience. Like, make sure you update your profile once again, okay? On LinkedIn, this is what I want you guys to know. This is the secret to LinkedIn, okay? It's one thing to have an all-star profile, but it's another thing to engage your network. Now, here's the trick. And when I started on LinkedIn, I was only connecting to people who I knew who worked, in public health in Arkansas. Then my brain kind of opened up. I was like, I'm trying to meet some people that are doing things that I want to do, but I don't really see it in Arkansas. Like, I'm trying to level up. Okay. So on LinkedIn, make sure you get into the habit of connecting with people you do know. That's good. Make that 10%. But the 90% should be people you want to get to know, you want to connect with. You are really inspired by their work, or they're doing something amazing in their communities, and you're like, oh my God, like, I just want to be connected to them. And all you have to do is send them a special note. So you push connect and you send them a special note. And I'm going to tell you, people tell me all the time in a special note, LaTonya, I watched your YouTube video. You are super amazing. I'm like, connect. Like, that just makes me so happy. I know Danette can relate. If somebody tell you something like you are amazing, and some you actually did and worked on, like they got some special notes, like, oh, I was on YouTube. Like, yes, I'm your friend. We BFFs. So on LinkedIn, you're really updating your profile and just connecting. But this is the third part of, the LinkedIn, how to master it. Somebody type this in the chat. Hootsuite. HOOT Suite. SUITE. HOOTSUITE. Hootsuite.com. Yes, that's my best friend. Okay. Now, recently they changed their policy where, you can only schedule, I think, up to 5 to 10 posts for free. But Hootsuite is a social media relationship management software, right? And so it allows you to connect with your social media platforms like LinkedIn to engage your network. So, you connected with all these people, but really you need to schedule something out so that they know your profile is active, and you start getting attention. This is one of the things that my clients, I'm like, it's so good. I'm so proud of y'all for having these degrees, these doctorates, and, all of these credentials. But why'd you get them if you didn't want any attention? I don't know what happened to us. And then maybe you can tell, like, what is wrong with attention? Like, it's not to say you're being boastful or arrogant. It's just that you need attention coming to you so that people can see that you're different from everybody else. Somebody type that in there. Stand out. You got to find some kind of way to stand out at work, in your on LinkedIn. Stand out. It's okay. Okay? It's okay. So what we're going to do on LinkedIn is connect your Hootsuite. Set up your profile on Hootsuite. Set up your profile, connect it to LinkedIn, and you can go to YouTube and watch a video. All you got, how to connect Hootsuite to LinkedIn. Okay, boom, there you go. Watch the video, connect it. Once you connect it, then you schedule a post. And the way I've written all 3 of my books is by using my Hootsuite scheduler to schedule out posts, and whatever is the most engaging, I commemorate it at the during my birthday month into a book. But see there? Now you got yourself a book. It's just, come on, we're going to have to get with it. So drop a 1 if you're following me so far. If you have any questions and you're like, oh, LaTonya, I don't understand what you're talking about. You're kind of going too fast, too slow, or you kind of weird. Just let me know. But what I'm saying is LinkedIn is really a great tool. Over 90% of my clients, the first year of my business, came from LinkedIn. Total strangers, only because I was consistent at scheduling posts that were valuable. They were resourceful. People just loved it. They like, oh my God, you was a secretary, like, and you moved up. Like, I want to do that. Like, I'm like, okay, let's do it. Like, let's work on your stuff. That's why y'all, you really got a good thing going on. To have the net, with this group, I didn't have anything like that. In 2004, we didn't have that. Okay, so tap into these resources. Okay, so once you got the LinkedIn, you connected, and then you're scheduling posts, people are like, okay, she's consistent. And y'all, this is the trick. I used to post at 3 a.m. and 6 p.m. because I knew I wanted my international network to really know that I was available and consistent. So you have to post at the same time so people expect you around the same time. So 3 a.m. and 6 p.m. were my go-to times. Okay, so make sure you schedule your time and always be consistent and have information available, because they're gonna be looking for you. You see what I'm saying? You ever went to your favorite restaurant and then they don't have your favorite dish, and you like, always come here and get the same thing? Like, what? So then, it started to look like, oh, they flaky. Like, so you want to be consistent. And I'm going to tell you, that first year, it felt like I was posting in a thin air, y'all. I would be on there, I'm just posting something like no engagement, no likes. Like, ain't nobody listening to none of this stuff I'm saying. But it's, once I became consistent, people were like, oh, she ain't going nowhere. She keeps showing up with this good information. Like, let me read what she's talking about. Then they get in there, get to reading, and then they'll direct message me. I'm like, okay. So then my energy picked up after that. I started like, hey, this gonna work. So don't give up. 365 days. You see what I'm saying? Consistent. You do it for 30 days. You like, listen, this don't work. You just start. That's like baby steps right there. So 365. Let's just keep going. Okay, so I got Indeed, LinkedIn, Google alerts. Okay, somebody type this in. Google.com/alerts. Okay, Google.com/alerts. Okay, Google. Okay, so this is for when you're on Indeed and you're looking at those job descriptions and they mention in terms that you never heard of. You're like, oh my God, what is this? Epidemiology, statisticians, like, data science, like, what is this? So this is how you use Google.com/alerts. Once again, YouTube video, you kind of read about Google alerts, but here's the ins and out. What you're going to do is go to Google.com/alerts, and you're going to, in the search keyword, search space, you're going to type in whatever term you're interested in. So right now we're going to come up with 3 industry terms. One for me is public health. Now I have over 200 Google alerts set up because I have over 40 programs running in my business. So I need to be abreast on the latest, greatest. So when my client calls me, they like, LaTonya, you on point. You know your stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm going to start you out with 3. And then you start looking at these jobs that are highly valuable as far as the salary and the pay. You're like, oh, I need to learn more about that. And this is how you're going to do it. So Google allows you to set up these alerts. So you put in the key term, and then you set the alert. And I set mine up on daily. So you can have weekly digest version, or you can have daily subscription. So I set up my alerts up on daily. So as soon as I wake up in the morning, boom, they're there, and I read them. So once you have your 3 terms based on those job description notes, that you're like, oh, these terms keep popping up. Let me see, like procurement. Like, let me look. I keep seeing jobs that mention procurement. So in Google Alerts, once you get those articles in your email, you're going to start to read, and you're going to educate yourself on the terminology. And some of these articles, they're going to start becoming part of your language, the way you communicate. So what I'm trying to get you to do is talk like the people that you're going to be interviewing with. Ding, ding. How you going to learn if you don't even know what they're talking about? So you want to be able to converse with them, go back and forth. If they say something, you like, okay, yeah, you exactly learn the lingo of the industry you're going into, so that it's like you're not coming in green. Okay. Because, Lord knows I didn't know anything about technical editing, but that's the same thing as health education, but it's a different term. So I had to become familiar on what to say. And in IT, they don't call it public health. They call it population health management. So I don't get in these meetings talking about, public health, just because I got a public health degree. You see what I'm saying? So you have to talk like them. Okay. Okay. So you got your Google Alerts set up. You're good on that. Drop a 1 if you're good on Google Alerts. Drop a 2 if you're like, I still don't know what you're talking about. Need a little bit more information on the Google Alerts. I think everybody has Google Alerts. Okay. So you got the Google Alerts. You got the Hootsuite, LinkedIn, Indeed, train.org. Somebody type in train.org. Choo-choo, train.org. Okay, so train.org is a publicly available and open website where you can take trainings, and it's really geared towards the healthcare community and also public health. But the trainings that I want you guys to really, develop basic foundational skills in: communication and leadership. So you're going to go there and type in communication, search for courses. Once you register with train.org, you're going to go in there and you're going to search for courses in the catalog for communication and leadership. Okay, so that's going to give you like the basic understanding on how to communicate like a leader. And also, how do you lead? So these are basic foundational skills that are transferable to any industry, y'all. So train.org is a great resource. And, they have software, Epi Info. They have so many technical and software system courses on there. But I really want you guys to get into some basic foundational communication and leadership skills, because those are foundational skills that works anywhere. The fact that you can communicate and not just get nervous. And, have you ever met a boss and then they're like, how are you today? And I remember working at the health department. I used to get so scared, like, oh my God, the big boss, they talking to me. Like, what do I say? Yes. Okay. Yes. Communicate like a leader. Yes. That train.org. Somebody type that. Okay. Yes. Okay. Gay, I like you. I love you too, baby. So train.org, that's going to be your go-to. Okay, the last one is Coursera.org. Course, Coursera.org. Coursera.org. Okay, hold on. Coursera.org with the O-R-G. O-R-G. Okay, Coursera.org. Okay, so COVID-19, coronavirus, there's a training on there for COVID-19 contact tracer. And I think it's a 2-hour course. But anyway, once you complete that course, people are working remotely and thriving and it's just like a basic entry level job. So, kind of like me, I had to start out somewhere, right? Everybody don't start out at $100,000. And I'm definitely not there yet, but I have clients who make that. And so I really want you guys to know that these jobs are out here if you want to do remote work. And the way you do it is you have to get the software and technical skills on your application so that they can see what you have available. What natural talents do you already have? What skills? If you don't write it down, they won't know, because they can't read your mind, right? And that's why I want you to work on communication and leadership, because once you show up, you know what to say, you know what they're looking for. You've read the articles, like they're gonna be like, that's how I want them to look. Like, did y'all see my face? Like, they need to hire you like pronto, ASAP. Like, give me my coins. Hence, how to get your remote work coins. Y'all see where we going? Okay, so here is the steps. Okay. In order to get into this remote work, like if you've been in a different position, maybe you're behind your desk, or you've been a janitor. When I was a janitor, people didn't think of me like, oh, she's gonna be a business owner one day. They just looked at me like, janitor. How many of y'all walk by people like that? My mom and daddy didn't raise me like that. They always say, treat people like you want to be treated. But when I was a janitor, people used to walk by, just look at me like, you don't know who you looking at. You was looking at me. When y'all was walking by those janitors and all those secretaries and the laundry workers, that's me. Like, don't look past those people. They you don't know what's going on. They could be just in between jobs, or working an extra job to pay their bills, or making ends meet. Simply, I done messed up my hair tonight. Just kidding. Okay, but just know that these skills are going to help you pay your bills. Y'all hear that? Skills are going to help you pay your bills. You have no excuses now. You have all of the tools, the resources, how to get it going. So now I'm going to walk you through. There's actually 10 steps for documenting awesome in your resume, your master CV, and your cover letter. But I'm going to give you the first 3, which are the most important part, right? This is documented in my ebook called The Opportunity Paperwork. Number 1 is you have to self-reflect. Number 1, self-reflect. Somebody type that in the chat for me. Thank you for everybody who is interacting. Elizabeth, my friend Gay, Danette, thank y'all. I'm seeing the comments y'all got me all juiced up. I feel hyped. So thank you so much for the comments and the engagement. I really appreciate that. The interaction just makes me want to just jump off the screen and help you with your documentation. But here's how I'm going to help you. I'm just going to give you these 3. Self-reflect. Number 1 is self-reflect. What you want to do is think back, all the way back. Y'all remember workers permit? When you wanted to work and your mom and dad maybe have to sign off on a piece of paper so that you could work. Go all the way back to that first job. That first job, I was reception. I went receptionist, then laundry worker, janitor, then cashier. You see what I'm saying? Then, professional job, so to speak, at the health department, and then IT. But go back to that first job, because a lot of folks don't realize it's really that hospitality and that cashier stuff. That's why, I feel like I'm a thriving business owner, because I can relate to people and I'm a good listener. Those skills from just being a janitor, serving people, that's just some, I don't know. Everybody didn't start where you think they did. But I believe those skills really helped me. And so just going back, maybe, there was a machine you had to operate, all that stuff. It's people just, I don't know, when you get your degree, you just wipe out all of the things that you did before you got the degree, as if none of that was valuable. I have looked at over 800 resumes. People always start with okay, I got the degree, so here's the jobs that are related to that degree. You better go back. Did you know that when I was working as a cashier, customer service in public health, that's community engagement. That's policies and procedures. I had to ask them people for their Kroger cards. If you don't have your Kroger card, that's a policy and procedure. You're not getting the savings off of your balance on your bill. You're gonna pay regular price. So policies and procedures, community engagement, all of that stuff, you just gotta be able to relate it. And that's why I want you to take these communication and leadership courses, because it's going to help you with your self-confidence and how you really think about yourself as a professional. Professional has nothing to do with your job title. It's how you act in a position. And I always say this, you are more than your job title. Let me say that again. You are more than your job title. So we're going to really be thinking about self-reflection for the simple fact of you got to go back and think about where you started from, and then document all of those positions. And that's going to be in your master CV, so that when you looking at a position, you can automatically think, okay, I want to bring that up in the interview. But if it's not on there, they're not going to know. Like, how are they going to know that you work well with people? You know, so self-reflecting is the first step, and it's really that brainstorming process where you sit back and think about how far you've come in your career and where you want to go next. Okay. The number 2. So any questions? Hold on. Let me go back. Okay. So no. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Relatable. Yes. Good. So self-reflecting, step 1. Step 2, reinvent. Somebody type that in the chat for me. Reinvent. So after you reflected on where you've been, you want to start thinking in your mind, where do I want to go next in remote work? Who do I need to be in order to get my coins? And I tell my clients on this all the time, with 40 programs on any given day, I become one of those program leaders, because with having 40 programs, I can always answer the phone or respond to emails like a resume writer. That person might need a career mentor, or they might need an instructor to help them pass their CHES exam, or they might need, someone to help them with their job interview prep. So salary negotiation. So you can be whatever you want. That's why I say you are more than your job title. Really get that in your spirit, y'all. Like, these titles, when they was telling me all the time, you're a secretary, you don't know me. I'm more than a secretary. And then people tell me now, oh, you're a book author. Yeah, but no, I'm more than a book author. You don't let people box you in. Put that in the chat, somebody. Don't let nobody, not even your mama, you hear me, box you into nothing. Okay? You're going to reinvent yourself, because this is what we have to do to not only survive the pandemic, but thrive in the pandemic. You get me? So you're going to survive the pandemic because you have these skills and you can reinvent yourself. You're like, okay, y'all need somebody to do that? Let me get in these resources that LaTonya talk about and figure this out, because I'm going to come back with my document looking exactly like what you need. And then I'm going to have the documentation to prove I am that. Pay me. Let me help you. Let me serve you. Let me serve your company. So you're going to really get in the habit of reinventing yourself. Did I say annually? Did I say semi-annually? Or did I say daily? Somebody type that in the chat. Reinvent yourself daily. Because you don't know. Everybody getting these COVID shots. I got my second shot. My husband and I, 2 shots in. You don't know what might be needed next in remote work. So I want to be prepared for more opportunities. Don't you want some opportunities? Okay, number 3, last but not least, documentation. And all I'm saying is documentation is your master CV. Oh my gosh, that's real. You have to reinvent yourself, and you would reinvent more and more. Yes, Rhonda, I love you. You my new BFF. You see what I'm saying, Rhonda? Reinvent yourself daily, not annually. You do New Year's resolution. No, daily. Okay, yes, Gay, me and you, RN, we got to talk too. Okay, so what we're going to do with the documentation, master CV, that's all your jobs from 14 up until now. I'm 39. 14 to 39, all my stuff is on my master CV. But when it comes to reinventing myself daily for an opportunity, depending on if I'm getting a contract or I'm consulting with a company or I'm trying to serve as internship site coordinator for one of my interns, I always take what's on my CV, delete certain stuff that don't nobody care about, or if I can't relate it in a conversation, hence communication skills. If I can't relate it to them in a conversation, it's not on my resume. Everything on the master CV But when you see that resume, I have reinvented myself for that day, for that particular opportunity, and I turn it in, and they're like, oh my God, this girl done been a janitor. Like, if that's going to be meaningful for them to see that I can talk to people, and not only talk to people, that I can actually do the technical part. Because, sometimes I'm not judging anybody, but computer folks, sometimes they kind of stuffy when it comes to having people skills. Like you could work a computer. You work a computer all day, but it's like somebody asks you a question. No, I don't know. You have no communication skills. You have no people skills. Like, no, I got it all. I can work the computer and I can talk to people, like, and make them laugh, like, and get their work done. So, so depending on the person, thank you so much, Rhonda. Depending on the person, you're going to make sure that they see on your resume what you actually want them to see and what you want to be. Look at that. That rhymes. You hear me, Danette? We're going to have to do a little song. They can see what you want to be for that day, right? For that day. Okay, so you got your master CV, everything, resume just for that day. Then you got your cover letter. I'm going to tell y'all this story. I have about 13 interns coming in for the summer. So all of them had to apply. Out of all 13 interns, only one of them submitted a CV, a cover letter. And when I opened up that cover letter, y'all, I was just like, oh my God. She had researched my website. She had talked about a YouTube video that I did. She had a quote on there. She had reviewed my programs that I had listed on the a list of opportunities for students to choose from. Don't you know, I couldn't wait to talk to her. Out of all those people, I was just like, oh my God. It felt like we had connected through that cover letter. And not only that, I could tell she had a go-getter spirit because she took the time out to do her research. And I felt like it's going to be so easy to talk to her. So hint, hint, she was my top choice. Now, I love all of my interns that are going to be coming in. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate all of them. But this one, I was like, cover letter, this girl is on fire. Y'all know that song by Alicia Keys? This girl is on fire. I was like, I like her. And when we got on the phone, it was just like, I was like, hi. I ain't gonna say her name out loud, but hi. And so I was just like, oh my God, that cover letter, girl, where you get that from? That's some stuff I would do. That's what I do. So I'm gonna tell you, those cover letters, you be thinking, oh, they're asking for just a resume, optional cover letter. Get your cover letter together and be nosy with your Google alerts. Figure out what the organization is. Get their address. Use your nosy skills with a technique to get you your money. You see what I'm saying? So be nosy on these websites to get the information so that you can plug into your cover letter their address, any information about a new program, initiative, anything new that just came out. Let them know you on top of their stuff. Like, it's almost like you work there already. They just got to let you in there. Okay, so documentation, you got the master CV. Somebody typed this master CV. You got the resume, tailored for the day. Then you got the cover letter, on point, research, website, address on there, something special to let them know you know them, like you know what they're doing already, and a little bigger personality. And if you really jazzy, throw in their logo at the top of the cover letter. They be like, does she already work here? Do he already work here? Oh yeah, I think they do. So once your documentation is on point, the other thing is your career portfolio. Sometimes people don't think about a career portfolio. Sometimes we're doing these virtual interviews for these jobs, but if you're going into the office, it'd be nice if you come in there with a little portfolio with your work. Some of the things you can include is a writing assignment, a writing piece, an article, something you've written so they can see how you write, how well you write. trainings, any of those related trainings. If you've gone on Coursera or train.org, you saw something in that job description. It's like it mentioned some terminology or a word, and you're like, I don't have a clue what that means, but I know I can figure it out. If you go into train.org and take a training on that subject area, it's going to make your application stand out. And you're going to add that to your master CV and also to your resume. So you're documenting every Friday. You're going to update and document all the trainings, any updates, right, on your master CV. But when you turn that resume in for a job, it's tailored for that day, for that particular position. So you're going to have one master CV, thousands of resumes. You see what I'm saying? On my computer, I got a lot of resumes, but I only got one master CV, and I just keep tweaking it. You see what I'm saying? Updating it, keeping it consistently updated. Okay, so the documentation is really just saving those documents, the writing assignment piece, any articles, any training, certifications, anything to let them know the same thing y'all looking for in this job description. I got proof in my career portfolio. Turn it in. Slide it across, as they wrap up the interview. Do you have any questions, LaTonya Bynum? Well, I appreciate this interview. I just wanted to point out some recent trainings that I completed. And here you go. On Appendix A, you will see my training recently I earned. So you're talking to them like you're a consultant, right? You're not going in as an employee. You're like, consultant mindset. How can I sit in this interview and treat them as if they're my client? I want to serve them. So you show them your documentation. They have no way of not asking for you to come back for the salary negotiation. And you're going to ask for all your money. If the salary ranges from 80 to 100, you're going to hit them with, based on market rates, I'm looking for about 120. I always go up 20%. That way they can hit you, back at 100. And that's what you want anyway. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. Danette, as I wrap up, I really want to highlight the websites that I talked about, answer any questions that you might have about what I talked about. So we talked about Indeed.com, LinkedIn.com, Google.com/alerts, Hootsuite.com, Train.org, Coursera.org. Those were the resource websites, so we can get to the trainings, just the know-how on what to say, what to do. Like, you got to get all that, even though if you got your master's degree, doctorate, bachelor's, I don't care, high school diploma, you still need some development in your niche area, and you need to show you specialize in something, right? So these trainings, free. Everything I mentioned, it don't cost a dime. Okay? No money. So get on these websites, sign up, take you some trainings, and let's get this money, y'all. Do you want to drop a 1 in the chat if you learn one thing from me? Drop a 1 if you learn just one thing. Free night, yes, Venus. Free 99. If you drop a 1, that means you learned something. Okay, Sonia. Hey, my friend. You see what I'm saying? Yes. Okay. Yes. Somebody dropped the 300. Venus, you something else. So these websites, Indeed.com, LinkedIn.com, Google.com/alerts, Hootsuite.com, Train.org, Coursera.org, and then the first 3 steps of the 10 steps for the LaTonya Bynum Technique. Self-reflect. Go back. Reinvent for the day. Documentation. You're on your way. You see that? Look at that. I just made that up. Documentation. You're on your way. So get your documents in order. I'm calling the documentation the opportunity paperwork, because you can use those documents, get any opportunity. I'm talking about contracts. Then you got to bring me back so we can talk about procurement and contracts. But as I wrap up, I want to just thank you for the engagement. Thank you, Jeanette, for having me. You know I can talk forever and a day, but I'll just slow down and let you guys ask me any questions, and just know that I appreciate you. Make sure you tell Jeanette happy anniversary. This is our 1 year anniversary, y'all. A whole year she been at this thing, sharing resources such as what I shared with you today, but so many resources, and it was just helping people to navigate coronavirus. A lot of folks lost their jobs, unemployed right now to this day. But you're going to share this video with them and say, this wild lady in Arkansas is on here telling us like what to do. The unemployment rate should go down. You see what I'm saying? If we are sharing these resources, talking about the Corona Days Professional Network Group and all the great things that are going on. So join me and Danette in getting the word out about these resources. That's what we want. We need more leaders. Didn't I say train.org, leadership training? Okay. So thank you so much, Jeanette. I'm going to turn it back over to you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. I'm joining you. So, guys, I've been waiting a whole almost year, I guess about 10 months to get Mrs. LaTonya Bynum up here. And I'm glad she came on our anniversary.
Thank you.
Yes. So
it's been a long time, hasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. It's been a long time.
It was worth it. See, I had to get my, I think you met me right when that book was published. I don't think I was probably ready or something.
It's okay.
After I went on all these podcasts, I kind of, you know how you kind of get your flow going. You're like, oh, okay, I know what I'm talking about. Like I got, so here I am. I'm giving you my best.
And I'm receiving it. We're receiving it. Yes. You know, I really appreciate you. These guys don't know, but I saw LaTonya on a podcast for a young man that does a public health podcast. Mm-hmm. And I was already connected with LaTonya on LinkedIn. Mm-hmm. I just recently connected with her, and I saw she was going to be on his live or his podcast. Mm-hmm. So I went and played it. I played it back. That's what happened. I played it back. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh my goodness, listen to her talk. I want her on CDPD. Mm-hmm. And so I started chasing her. And some of you at CDPD will remember this day. I said, I was in the car. I was on the phone and Stormy jumped out the window. I was talking to you. Remember that?
Yeah.
When I had to chase Stormy down 16th Street in DC. That was a long time ago. I was going to deliver some food to the church. I had cooked for the homeless.
I remember you telling me.
Mm-hmm. So it's been that long, guys, that I've been trying to get her here. So I'm glad that she came on our anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah. And whenever you're ready, you just let me know. I'll send you the link. You schedule. You come back. Okay. You just come on back. So, guys, if you have any questions, drop them in the chat because I'm going to start with my questions. First, I'm going to start with my two fun questions, and this going to be difficult for you now.
Okay.
So, LaTonya. Mm-hmm. Career success, 101 ways to frequently ask questions about public health, or mind your business, are you okay? I know mine already, and I didn't read the other one, but I know mine.
That is hard. Oh my God. Wait a minute. So she's talking about both of my
I asked her both of her books, guys. So she,
So
that 101 ways.
Okay. You know what? Mind your business.
Mind your business.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you why. Mind your business. That took the most work. Mm-hmm. Like that, just that book, pulling it together and really owning it. Like I was, because, you want to write a book that you can stand on and say, I'm actually doing this. So Mind Your Business really took the most work, and it really developed my character and just my energy level. I don't know if y'all feel it, but I wasn't always like this. Like, but it took me to really kind of sort through what I wanted out of my life and what I wanted to do next to really just mind my business. And it started when I was like, I'm not okay. Like, I'm finna leave and do something different. Like, I know there's some more stuff out here for me. And that's where I got into all this work. So mind your business, hands down.
All right, I'm gonna have to order that one because I don't have that one. I have 101 And I love that. And I'm not a public health professional. So before you even get to all the questions, I don't want to quote it wrong, but there's a point where you're talking in the book about, wanting to start a business. And you have every reason why not to. Oh, I can't do it because of this. I can't do it because of that. I can't, right? And anybody, unless you just come from entrepreneurs. You even talk about not your parents not being entrepreneurs, right?
Yes.
And so much of that resonated with me. And it was just like you just get stuck. So even if you're not a public health professional, guys, you can definitely benefit from that book. And so I'm going to go ahead now that the author herself has said that, she matured and she came into her own with the second one. Mind Your Business was the second, right? So I'm going to have to buy that one next. That'll be my next one. Yeah, I'm going to definitely get that one. Because I love
your courtesy copy, but come on.
I love that.
Yeah, Mind Your Business. That's about leap of faith. Everybody can't read that book, and honestly, it got a couple of cuss words in there for y'all Christian folks.
Oh, well, I'm a cussing Christian, so
I love everybody, but that book is not for everybody. It's about those people who are seriously ready for a leap of faith, no matter what your title is and what you believe in. It goes for everybody. Mind Your Business. It really goes deep in your soul. So if you ain't ready for that, don't get that.
Yeah, I probably need something like that right about now. And then one last fun question will be a real. I know you have both male and female children, so I can't answer that one.
Yeah. I have 3 kids.
I know you have 2 girls and a boy.
2 girls and a boy. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm married too, so y'all watch out if y'all looking at my.
Yeah, if y'all looking at her, she's taken. Okay, so I'll ask a simple one. Pink or purple?
No,
that's not simple.
Okay, but you know what? I say purple.
Purple.
Okay. I think I look good in purple.
All right, guys. So
lipstick.
You done heard the answers to those fun questions. We have my 3 questions coming up. Okay, I do have some questions in the chat, so let me go ahead and give you that.
This was fun. Did that wait so long?
I don't know, but I said I'll let you do your thing. When you're ready, right? We ain't going nowhere. Okay, so who we say, LaTonya, do you see yourself reinventing yourself again a couple of years from now? Well, shoot, she does it every day.
Every day, yeah. But you know what? I've been telling folks, and I like to put stuff out there just to hold myself accountable. I want to do a documentary
on
just my life story. Okay. I think it's important that we see people who look like us doing things that we want to do. And I feel like my story, like, you don't find too many janitors, laundry workers, cashiers who are business owners. And I just feel like something's unique about what I'm doing. And my story would appeal to people who would hear it and feel my spirit. Like, she for real. Like, it really happened for her. She didn't box herself in, even though they told her, like, you're not an epidemiologist, you're just a secretary. Like, I never let people's comments or their thought patterns on who I was, I never let that determine my next level. And so who knows what I'm going to do, but I do see a documentary in my future sometime.
Well, the next time you come, you don't have to teach us anything.
Okay.
You could come and give us your story. Come demonstrate your excellence. This is our professionals of excellence.
Yeah, because that's what I'm really, I want to do a documentary. I think, it's just kind of some of the people that knew me, just growing up, have them talk about me, and, even have you on there and talk about, like, LaTonya, just spotlighting people who know me and seen me grown into the woman I've become today. And I think that would be awesome. I want to see that movie. Don't y'all want to see that? Drop a 1 if you want to see that.
Drop a 1, guys. Any other questions you guys have for LaTonya? I'm going to go with my first question, which is my marginalization question.
Mm-hmm.
So I ask everyone who comes on, we part of our mission is that we are here, CDPD, Corona Days Professional Development Group. We work with people from marginalized and BIPOC communities to increase access and representation in all workspaces, right, and workplaces. So, have you ever been marginalized?
Marginalized. When, in my simple mind, I'm thinking people trying to put you in a box.
That's
Like,
marginalization. That could
yeah,
be it. Put you at the
yeah,
side.
yeah.
It doesn't have nothing to do with race, gender, right? So it could be, we have white folks
I've
who
been
come on
put
and
in
been
a box.
marginalized.
As a woman being a business owner, that's
Mm-hmm.
how men do. Like,
Mm-hmm.
women can be business owners and still be moms and wives and, have a successful marriage. I feel like I'm in that kind of box, but out of the box. But I still remember people when I first started at the health department, I was a secretary, and people would just look at me. You get that look, people look at you like, and they saw me answering the phones, but they really didn't know that was just a stepping stone.
Yeah.
And so I needed that position just to get the experience and network, just making friends with people in the office. And they really saw like, oh, she's really good. Like, and my supervisor believed in me enough. He was like, LaTonya, learn SAS. Like, if you know Spanish and you could really speak Spanish like you do, your brain, like, we know you can learn this other language and it's called SAS. And I started looking it up and I saw how much them folks get paid. I was like, marginalize me? No, you won't. Like, no, let me get on here and figure this training out. And that's why I'm so adamant about people training and trying to tap into these resources. It's so much out here for us. I heard this one quote. It said, Toastmasters International. I didn't mention it, but I'm a Toastmaster, but I'm big on quotes. It said, in a sea of information, our people are drowning in ignorance.
I've heard that one.
In a sea of information, our people are drowning in ignorance. But I can relate because it's so much information out here. I'm talking about Google alert. Yeah, it's so much. But where do you find the information that's quality? That's going to get you the return on your time investment. You won't be searching through all these websites only to find out this stuff don't even work. Like, I ain't getting nowhere in a remote job. Like, this to get me no closer. So, I just really believe, we all have been marginalized in some form or fashion, but it's up to you as a person, as a professional, whatever your title might be, to say, no, you won't box me in. I'm more than this. So I've been marginalized, but it didn't work.
All right now. Well, some people can't, move past marginalization on their own. I'm not saying they can't. They just
it took a lot of support.
Yeah, they can't do it on their own, or they've allowed a situation of marginalization to just paralyze them. I'm just stuck here and that's it. So when you pros come on and you say, yeah, I was marginalized, but it ain't work, right? That helps. That's the support that those people who are either currently being marginalized or have been halted by a situation or situations of marginalization. So that's why we asked the question.
That's a good question. Yeah, that box is, you're too big for those boxes, y'all. Honestly, I'm looking in the camera. No, you're more than that title. I don't care what title you got right now currently. You're more than that. You bigger than that. And you have to feel it. You got to see it. And I think that's probably why I want to do the documentary, because I want people to see, like, that girl is crazy and she having fun, but she was a whole janitor, like, for real. Like, and she was a cashier. I'm gonna go back to Kroger 325 in Conway and have some of them folks talk, because I still see them there and they're like, LaTonya, where are you working at now? And I tell them all of them I'm doing. They're so happy for me. But I remember thinking when I was a cashier, I ain't gonna be standing up on this mat for the rest of my life. My
Okay.
back hurt.
All right.
Like I can't do it. So yeah, you're more than your title.
Yeah, you are. So it's interesting because there's a lot of stuff you didn't talk about, guys. So you got to come back. You got to talk about Toastmasters.
Yes.
You have to talk about the story of going to that conference and meeting a woman and getting your first contract. I mean, like, come on, like these, you got to bring these. You just got to bring
so much. Like,
you got to come and give us that.
It's so much stuff I wish I would have known. Like, maybe I just, maybe I wouldn't minded my business and that. Like, I was probably helping so many other people. People would probably tell me about procurement, like research procurement, but it probably went in one ear out the other. And it just took me 36 years to kind of get back on track. So definitely got to come back and tell y'all how to get these government contracts. By research and procurement is a start.
Yeah, and they want to know about the procurement. So that's a good one. But yeah, you have to share about that. You have to tell about, because that's a real life example of just putting yourself out there.
Yes, making friends. Right?
Just
don't
being
go
decent.
Anywhere. Arkansas is all about, friendly Bob people. And I don't go anywhere without meeting a stranger. My mama taught me early on when we used to ride the it's called the inner city transit. We call it the IT bus in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Shout out to Spa City, Arkansas. And so, when we were riding the IT bus, my mom would always be talking to strangers. Like, I'd be looking at her like, this is like embarrassing. I'd be like, Mom, come on. But she was really on there learning things. Because it's funny how strangers will open up and tell you stuff that people you've been knowing all your life, they won't even share it with you.
Jeez, I'm a magnet for that.
I met that lady. She was like, "Oh my God, I love your energy. We're gonna have you to come to Wyoming." You know how people they tell you something like, "Let's do coffee tonight." Kind of like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come on, dude."
Yeah, it took a whole year, but you got here.
Yeah, it's like I don't know if she gonna get back with me or not, and she did. And I was like, oh my God, this lady was serious. Like, and she paid me too, $3,000. I'm like, I'm coming to Wyoming. Like, let's go. Shout out to Kyle and her family. So it's just so many people out here who are looking for someone with your energy and your attitude. But if you don't show up, how they gonna know you exist?
Yeah.
How would I ever know that you existed had you not been on LinkedIn?
Yep. Oh gosh, when the world opens up, we're not going to all be on LinkedIn anymore, right? And so I'm hoping that all these skills that we learned how to do on LinkedIn, that we bring them to the real world. You will still be on LinkedIn, but the amount of time that we're out on these social media platforms, when you go back to work in the real work environment, you're not going to have the time. But I really hope that people take these skills that they learned and apply them to real world networking situations.
Yes,
make relationships at work, make relationships in the organizations that you're a member of, in your church. I had wrote up the other day, I got a contract because I had told this woman the kind of work I did. She in my yoga class years ago. And then her sister-in-law needed somebody that did the type of work I did. So I got my first real consulting work from her, because I told her what I did, right? And it was just a casual conversation. But she remembered it and told her sister, and then came to the studio and was like, "Hey, Danette, my sister's looking for somebody who could do this, 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 and this in that industry." Okay. And it was the first time I ever had somebody pay me. So that legitimized me as a consultant.
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
That legitimized me as a consultant.
That's
when
what
I wasn't even looking for it. Right?
Yes.
I wasn't even
that
looking
first
for
opportunity. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And so because of that, I said, I could charge people to do, like, they now, the same consultants that I used to hire. Yeah. Right? I'm in a position where I could hire them. But now someone actually said, yeah, you could come do this for me. And that became something that I started to do.
And then that just changed your whole world. It's kind of like going from working in the office to remote work. Like going from employee and being a consultant. It's like,
even better, being an employee and having a very nice salary and being a consultant. Oh, that was really nice.
That's where I am.
I'm not even going to tell. I'm not even lying when I tell you that my consulting paycheck, my consultant pay was way more than my salary pay, and I had a decent salary, but that work wasn't consistent enough at that time for me to take that, or I wasn't ready to take that leap of faith. Let me not even say that. I probably, if I would have put some muscle into it, I probably could have turned that into a business.
Right. Like I was talking about, you had to be ready.
Yeah, I wasn't ready. Yeah. And I was 37. I'm 47 now. That was 10 years ago. I wasn't ready.
So you ready now.
Yeah. I'm beyond ready now. Yes. That, so.
I feel you.
Yeah. Yeah. This is my favorite question. We kind of tapped on it. So if you could go back in time and tap a younger LaTonya on the shoulder, I don't care when, it could be yesterday, you were younger yesterday, what would you tell her?
You going deep, Jeanette.
I mean, it could be anything.
If I could go back and tell my younger self, you know what? I would go back to 21.
Okay.
I would.
What happened when you were 21?
21 is like, I really started feeling myself. Paying my own car insurance.
Boy, you was legal age.
You don't have to worry about my car insurance. I want to meet my boo and Conway, so you start feeling yourself. It's
I know.
I'm feeling kind of grown, 21. I'm in college and stuff, but I would tell my younger self, don't play small. I feel like, I was a family first in everything. Like first bachelors. How many family firsts do we have out there? Drop a one if you're a family first. First bachelors, first masters, first business owner in my family, first to get married, then have a bunch of kids, like first to be on this, podcast and just doing public speaking. It's just so many family first, but I just didn't know what I didn't know. And if I was just more open to the possibilities and all the opportunities that I was just overlooking because I was just trying to play small, like, oh, don't look at me, I'm just Tanya from Spy City, I'm just just playing small, when really I was like, okay, I am somebody. I started feeling myself at 21, so if I could go back to that 20-year-old, I'd just snatch her up and be like, girl, get you some procurement training. And I'll tell her all kind of stuff.
Go and get those good government contracts. Not that good government job, right?
Yes. Oh my God. I tell her, like, just don't play small with none of this stuff. Just go deep. And you learn as you go. Don't worry about not knowing everything. Just tell the truth.
I love it. This is my favorite question. All right, guys, this is my last, we wrapping it up now. So my final question is, you shared a lot. If we could only have one takeaway, whether we're here right now or someone watching on the replay or someone who just came in late, what do you want us to walk away with this evening?
The number one thing that I want each of you to walk away with is this: you are more than your job title. Now I'm trying to give you skills on how to pay the bills so you don't have to walk away with thrills.
You've been rhyming all night. Let me find out that's your next job. You trying to give Jay-Z a run for his money? Let me find out, because you've been rhyming all evening.
She doing sight words, so I'm
trying
to get my baby like, hey, let's get, you gotta get with your kids, well, we just be rhyming, and so, but yeah, you're more than your job title. I don't care if you're a business owner. If your stuff is starting to look like you about to shut down, or you kind of tight on money, pivot. Try to sell something different. Like, go outside and stand outside. Like, do something different. Don't stay still. Like, okay, you're the owner. That don't box you in and mean that you can't go out there and be the marketer for your business. Like, you might need to promote a little bit more. So all of those titles, when you say owner, it's like, oh, I tell all y'all what to do. It's like you boxing yourself in. You're not going to attract the things you need to attract. Okay, so that's position. I mean, even in marriage, you know, I used to, he's supposed to make me happy. I'm like, I'm boxing my own self in. Like, I find my own happiness. Like, that's when my marriage changed. You know, 13 years married. So I don't know, these titles, is something about them. It's restricting us from really being our best. So you're more than your title. I don't care if it's mom, wife. And you looked on my LinkedIn profile, I have on there, I put on there homemaker, mom, and wife. I got those job titles on there too, because I'm like, that's good project management experience.
It is. Yeah.
You can't tell me nothing. Like, I can run a household. Like, that's some serious skills. So yeah, people be trying to box me in, book author. No, I'm more than all this stuff y'all thinking about me. And even when I do my movie, I'm be more than the goddamn, you know, artist and entertainer, whatever. Like, you don't know.
Yeah. Hey, Daryl, you late, but you could catch a replay. This one was, they're all amazing, but I love LaTonya's energy.
Yes.
Nice. Yeah.
Thanks, Daryl.
So listen, guys, we are wrapping up for the night. I thank you for sticking with us. Quite a few you did. I know Rhonda has some tech issues. LaTonya is coming back not to speak about procurement the next time. The next time she's coming to lay the groundwork for her documentary when she comes. Come on, give us the outline.
Started from Spa City, and it's just gonna go. Like, I would love to come back and talk about it. Maybe come.
I'm telling you, that's what you're gonna come back. You're gonna come back and you're gonna give us the outline for the documentary, but I want some juicy stuff in that outline. I don't want you to come just read some outline. I want you to use some of those communication skills you learned, all that Toastmaster stuff. Yeah, give us the story.
Yeah, I gotta give you the deep story. It's definitely a deep story. You know, people can't imagine. They was like, oh, it's like, I didn't know that about you.
Yes, Daryl. Stay-at-home mom is like 5 jobs, and then imagine a stay-at-home mom who's also working remotely and running a business. So she has like 10 jobs.
Right. Really? Yeah. Like, but still, look at my skin, 39. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Not even 40. I love it.
About to turn 40, July 24th. That's when the 4th book is going to drop, July 24th. And I was like, you know what I'm saying?
She's writing her 4th book right now, Daryl. So yes, catch us, guys. She will come back and give us the outline with some juicy deets for her documentary. And then on the 3rd time, she can come talk about procurement and give y'all all the tricks. Because, you know, Miss LaTonya Bynum is, in addition to all those other things, she is, I want to make sure I say it right, a certified federal government contractor. Okay.
Yes.
And she's going to give you some tips about how you can too become a certified. Wait, don't they say certified? Are you women?
You're right. That's
right. Okay. A government contractor, something that is really, really difficult to become. She did it successfully, and she's going to come talk about how you can do that too, but not all of that, because she consults on helping people to do that. So she's not going to give you all the gems. She's going to talk to us about procurement. But that's the 3rd time she comes. Next time she's going to talk about her documentary. So I'm going to let you guys go. We've been going for 38 minutes, and I love it. Yes, and it is a woman-owned business. Yes,
that's Venus. That's my comrade. She has a lot of certifications too, but it's the woman-owned small business certification through the Small Business Administration, SBA.gov. So definitely check that out.
Yeah,
we federal government contractors, authors. We got all kinds of stuff.
All right, y'all got it going on. And I love it. So listen, guys, thank you. It's our anniversary. What an amazing way to spend it with the woman I've been chasing for almost a year. I was so
happy anniversary. And let me tell you
jumped
something.
out the car window.
Yes, let me tell you something, Danette. I really appreciate you. I still remember when you had that article and you actually spotlighted my book. I think that was the beginning of just me.
Oh, that was in July.
Yeah.
That was July 9th.
Yes,
I think
and you did the podcast. I was just like, oh my God, this woman's story is amazing. Like, like what? Like what? So you like talking about my documentary, we need to hear yours, but
that's coming. I'm still building that out.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Africa, and so hey, we can't play small. We
can't. We can't. Life is too short.
Life
and
is
if this pandemic didn't show us anything, it showed us that anything can come at any moment for anyone watching. You know, if you haven't figured it out yet, that's okay. Keep working on it. Keep working on figuring it out, right? So don't make anybody let you feel bad for that, but just keep working on it. Don't give up. And the final plug for us tonight is if you found value in this presentation, just share it.
Share it.
Share it on your own social media page. You know, share the link with someone who you think would find value from this presentation. And if you really, really want to know more, connect with LaTonya. All right.
And connect with me on Corona Days. I'm a member of the group.
Yeah, she's a member, active member of Corona Days.
Yes. Connect with me there. We can talk. You can tag me, we can connect. Definitely connect with me as a member of the group.
I love it. And if you do connect and you are a member, let her know that you're a member and you saw this chat. You know, she says she likes those personal notes, so give her one.
Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate this. This was good. This was fun.
We'll do it again.
Yeah,
we're gonna do it again. Plus, I've been telling members that they could host people, so maybe you'll start hosting some people. You'll host some of the other professionals of excellence, so that I don't have to do it so much.
That's a good idea.
All right, so we'll be seeing more of Miss LaTonya. She'll be making up for the fact that she didn't come on in 2020. She will make up for that. I'm gonna always rub that in. All right, guys, let me stop. Let me leave her alone. I appreciate you. Go on to those babies and your husband. Have a wonderful evening. All right, guys, thank you for coming out. God bless you and good night.
Bye.